Hello everybody, and thanks for watching. Today I'm talking more about Canada. The Premier of Canada got a hold of a video on the Ronald Reagan, or from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, and it was one where he was talking about Japan and where he put tariffs on Japan for basically putting tariffs on us. And this was way back, of course, in the early 80s. And they manipulated the video to say that Ronald Reagan was anti-tariffs, which obviously wasn't true because he put tariffs on for unfair trade with the Japanese and some others. They hacked together this video, and Doug Ford paid $75 million. He's the Premier / Governor of Ontario, and has them playing on TV stations, on the socialist TV stations and other places across America. And Donald Trump saw this video, these advertisements, and he canceled all trade talks with Canada. Now, this Doug Ford is not too smart. You can go and look at the videos he's had on the media and YouTube and everything else and find out that the Premier of Ontario is just not a smart guy. He doesn't understand trade. He doesn't understand diplomacy. He doesn't understand the position that Canada is in at large last year with a $261 billion surplus from us. In other words, being allowed to take $261 billion worth of dollars out of our economy to put into their economy. That's the reason why they've had the economic success they've had, is because they stole our automotive, steel, aluminum, copper, and a whole bunch of other stuff, while having tariffs on us from dairy to widgets. It doesn't matter. They have been cheating all along. They've been poaching our industry all along. And Donald Trump has had enough and said, no, you can't have a big surplus with us like that. So all these industries you got that were poached from the United States or built solely to export to the United States are going away. And that trade deficit's going away. But because, quote unquote, Premier Ford decided to act in such a manner when a case is being decided by the Supreme Court about the president's ability to place tariffs, which the president in my lifetime has always been the one who placed tariffs, is interfering in the politics and the judicial system of the United States of America. And for that, trade talks were done away with. This is going down an even slipperier slope than we were, because Canada realizes what's happening, and they realize their socialist quasi-communist government that they've always had is going toward collapse. Because without getting hundreds of billions of dollars off the United States every year, there's no way to maintain that socialist quasi-communist government they have. Let's be honest. They're desperate, and now their desperation has probably cost them worse, because Trump ceased all trade talks. And I'm assuming if everything stays the way it is, that Trump's going to cancel the NAFTA / Kuzma, and they're going to go into herding. I fully expect Trump to end up taking that position with Mexico, given what they did concerning Venezuela and Colombia and the drugs, because they still want to flow drugs via whatever means and somewhat through Mexico to get into the United States. And Trump is blowing up the boats and cutting off the routes and you name it. He's ending it. And Canada is only making it worse for them by getting on the bad side of the American president and the American people. Premier Ford, the damage you've done may not be reversible. And I'm thinking it probably isn't. Congratulations, Premier Ford. You just set the majority of the Americans against you and your country. That's it for today, folks. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.